Welcome to another episode of Just Engage U&I-versity podcast. I am your host, Geovanna Burgess, and to my right is my co-host,
Yvette Valdenegro, and hi.
We are so excited to have a guest on today in person. I know we're coming out of COVID.
Yes,
we're
exciting.
Going back to this new normal. We're loving it, and we are excited to have Laurette here. She is the executive bridal producer for Bridal Extravaganza, and she's going to really talk to us about what's happening next week. For those of you guys who missed the January show, no worries. We're doing the July show. Lots of new things, guest speakers, panels, lots of education. And as you know, Bridal Extravaganza is 37 years old. Super excited to be celebrating. And we just want to kind of dive deep into what couples can expect, what brides can expect. If you're engaged, maybe thinking about getting engaged, this is the time to go shop, to go plan, and to really just meet vendors. So without further ado, Laurette, thank you for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me, and I feel the same way. I'm so happy to be in person, just to be in a meeting. I've gone to a few meetings lately, and it's like I'm at a meeting. And to that vein, that's exactly what the Bridal Extravaganza is. We bring over 200 vendors together in one place at the convention center in downtown Houston. So if you are planning a wedding, it really is a one-stop shop. We have every category represented. So it's a great place to get started. If you don't have any idea what you want, it's the perfect place to be because you will see style, you will see colors, you will see features, benefits. And then if you already know what you want, it's a great place to hone in too and actually find, you can taste cakes. So a lot of people will leave and say, I've tasted 5 different cakes, I'm ordering this cake. Instead of driving all over town, and Houston can be crazy driving all over town tasting cake. We say you can come do it all with us. So one-stop shop, planning your wedding in one place. And as you mentioned, education. Education has always been very important to us because we really want brides to make the right decision for them. This is a big day and they're spending a lot of their time and a lot, of course, of their hard-earned money, and we want them to make the right decisions. And that's where we come in. Like when we're happy when someone says, I loved the show, I met so many vendors. I'm like, I've done my job. I hope you have a great wedding.
And I like to think of it as like a Pinterest board come to life. It's so hard. We've all been in this virtual world for the last 16 months. Yeah. And so it's really a good way to just get out, talk to the vendors, look at what's new. There's tons of new trends, new things going on. And when we were there in January, we didn't know what to expect because we had missed a show during COVID, and it was fantastic. I think everybody was ready for it. The people who did come really enjoyed what we had to give, and then obviously what the show had to give, which you're going to have panel. I want you to talk about a little bit about panel. I think we're going to have a couple of runway shows too. So if you're looking for your dress, it really doesn't matter what stage you're in, like you said. If you're looking for dresses, if you don't even know where to start. And there is a lot of vendors that offer different things, different price points. So this is really the time to learn about your budget, how much you want to spend, how big, how small you want your wedding, and then just meet the people in person. Because again, we are all ready to just kind of live, breathe, touch, feel, taste the cakes, taste the food. So let's talk a little bit about 2 days, kind of
2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And I was going to say, just a shout out to the vendors that will be there. They really are ready to meet the brides. Yes. And just like the brides have had to stay home, the vendors did too. So sometimes I want to say, be kind. They've been home. Like they're so happy they're just as happy to meet you as you are to meet them, which is just really, really exciting.
Well, I know in January, I was there supporting Geovanna, and that's exactly what I said. I go, oh my God, it is so nice to actually have a conversation with an actual person that you can see. You can read body language. You can know if you're connecting right away. You can answer their questions right in real time versus a text message back and forth or let me email you, and you just have that synergy with them right away.
Synergy is a great word. I also kind of just think the word is vibe.
Yeah.
Like you meet someone and you just either vibe with them or you don't, and you can't get that digitally. No. So how awful would it be to not vibe with your photographer? Yeah. But the person that's going to follow you around for 5 hours. And so sometimes, like the photographers that tell me that they love the show, they're like, I just like to see the brides. I like to see if they like me. And that's kind of, then we know, hey, let's take the next step. And we'll never know that if they're just like looking at my website.
Yeah.
We'll just never know that. So yes, it's 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and there are going to be 2 fashion shows, which we're thrilled because no matter where you are, you love seeing those dresses on stage on the models.
Yes.
And if you haven't bought your dress yet, we also have a gown sale. So that's exciting. So that's kind of like new and cool, and you could actually leave there with the gown of your dreams. And let me say this, a lot of girls have probably never tried on a wedding dress. Like when would you have, right?
Right.
So just the experience of trying on a wedding dress is so exciting.
Will it be the same setup that you had in January?
It's going to be slightly different.
Okay.
It's different every time. Why were you near the gowns?
No, well, there are a lot of people buying them.
Yeah.
You didn't see the
we saw
legal
later,
gowns.
like another one, someone else bought it. I'm like, wow, they've got some really
Yeah.
good gowns there.
Yeah, they're bringing a lot of their gowns. It's Impression Bridal. They bring a bunch of their inventory, which I just love the confidence that they have in the show and the excitement that they want to bring to the show. They're also doing a runway as well as Renegade Bridal. So 2 runway shows. We're also having 4 seminars that you guys are involved in. So where brides can really sit down and learn more information. Can you tell me a little about what you'll be presenting?
Yes, we are super excited. So we have come up with a couples guide with our partners here at Valdenegro. Yvette and I are super passionate about really just teaching couples to invest in their relationship before getting married. And since we've seen a pandemic, we've partnered up with financial pros to really put something together where you and sit down with your partner, take this course. You can really look at it however you want it. You can do it together every day, every week. And it just talks about how to put your money together. It puts your money together on paper, and then it shows you within the first 1 to 5 years how much money you have, and then what can you put aside for your wedding, what can you put aside for your honeymoon, what can you put aside for your first home if you're not in a first home, maybe you're still renting, and then really looking at that 5 years of having financial freedom. Nobody really talks about that, and we see them.
I think they're ready.
They are.
Like the time is now.
Yes, they have been home. A lot of our couples have lost jobs. Some of them, both of them, have lost jobs. We know the statistics. Not everyone's getting their wedding paid for by their parents. So we just thought, what can we do for them while we're planning, while they're learning, and how can we really just help them plan the wedding of their dreams and still have the best first 5 years of their life without stressing out about money.
The stress is the big thing, and the hope that you can do it. But I mean,
and seeing a plan, seeing a plan
seeing
and
a
realizing
plan.
you can
really do
achieve it. Okay, I got to say something else. We came up with this competition called Bride Tribe, and the reason we came up with it is we saw all these groups showing up, and the girl would be in the boa and everything in her hair, and all the girls would match, and so we made it a competition. So at 4:30 each day, all the tribes who come to the backstage, and last time it was incredible. Like they were like choreographed. The girl that won, actually, her shirt said fiance. She grabbed that mic and she was
sang.
Beyonce.
We heard her.
Yeah,
we heard her
she
from
was
our booth.
amazing.
Yes.
So I don't want anybody to get scared and think like if you can't sing, you can't win, because that was last time. But it was the girls just did the teams, and it wasn't just girls. Like the groups of people did an amazing job. So we're looking forward to that again. So we definitely encourage everybody. I always say boas encouraged.
Yes.
Come dressed up, come dressed to impress, dressed to have fun, and to support whoever your engaged couple is, to be in there in support of them, and the creativity is limitless.
I was able to see one of them, and I had a great time doing it. But then we did listen to. She was the winner, right?
Yeah, she won.
She's the winner, and then there's also merch there. A lot of people buy their merch. I don't know if we're gonna have that vendor there too, but she has like the
cute
sashes,
and the cute t-shirts,
So if you
and
don't,
the cute tiaras.
you can buy it at the show.
So fun.
But this gives you guys 1 week to get all of it together. So if you're going with your bride tribe, you got a week to get it all done.
Okay, so one of the girls did breakfast at Tiffany's, and I actually ended up meeting her later, and she said, oh, when I saw that competition, I went online and I ordered, because we were still doing masks mandatory at that time, so she and her friend had matching Tiffany masks, and I said, you ordered those? She goes, no, I ordered the supplies, and I made them. And then they danced, and they did great. It was just really, again, at that time especially, I think people have been cooped up. They were like, I'm here to strut my stuff.
So we have a bride tribe contest. We have fashion shows. I want to talk a little bit about the VIP experience. Is there still VIP tickets?
There still is. There's still our VIP tickets available. So the VIPs have early entry on Sunday. They go straight to an educational seminar, which is sort of like wedding planning 101, or like, what is your first step? What is your next step? Our theory on the seminar is, once you have sat in the seminar, then you're ready to go meet all those vendors, and you're more educated with what questions should I ask, what do I need to know. That's what the seminar is. Then there's a champagne toast. They're guaranteed front row seats at the fashion show and a special swag bag. So it's fun.
I love that. And again, if you don't know what stage you're in, or you're not really sure where to start, I think the seminar helps with that.
Yes.
And then if you are at a level where maybe you have all your vendors and you're only missing 1 or 2, let's talk about apps, and let's talk about kind of like how to be prepared before going to the show.
Okay,
I'm
so
a nerd like that. So I'm highlighting, I'm figuring out like what booths I'm going to.
Definitely. And all of that's on our website, bridalextravaganza.com. You can definitely go there and plan ahead. But we have a very cool online, it's going to be on your phone. I'm still calling it an app because it's on your phone, but it's actually easier than an app because you don't have to download it anymore, but it's called Bride Scan. And what will happen is every vendor at the show has a QR code. just like when you're at a restaurant. So, I think we're at a stage where people are ready for this. They're used to going to the restaurant, just clicking their phone. So imagine as a restaurant owner, if every time someone had clicked that menu, you then knew who they were and you could send them information if they wanted information. That's where we've taken this. It's a two-way transfer, so it's super cool. So the bride will not have to walk around, not have to enter every time she wants to enter.
So nice.
Anything she wants to do, she just scans, and immediately that vendor's information will be in her phone. So she'll really leave with like a digital goodie bag, if you will, of all the information that she likes. She'll actually then get an email from us the next day saying, thank you for attending the Bridal Extravaganza. As a reminder, here's all the vendors you requested you wanted information on. So it's all there for her, right there for easily in order by like, here's all the cakes, here's all the gowns.
I love it.
Yeah, we've taken
that
the
really
planning.
takes a lot of stress out.
We've taken the planning and just incredibly organized it and made it literally as easy as it could possibly be. So we launched Bride Scan due to COVID. Of course, last time was January 2021, right? And so we were very, very concerned about touching or anybody getting too close to each other. And we're still very concerned about that. Like the booths are going to be more spread out than maybe they normally would. We are also staggering entry times. We sold tickets, by the hour. So we're still very conscious. I feel like everybody is at their own level of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever level of comfort that is, we want to accommodate that. So we're still taking all into consideration. And that final step really is the bride scan. Because now they don't have to stop and talk to people and touch all the pens. Yeah. And as a vendor, didn't you find it easy?
Oh my God, we love it. So vendors watching, it was the most amazing thing. If you're going in July, it's really going to take the ease off of emails and just really getting in contact with your couples, and then even just adding additional notes into the system of like who you met. So like I said, when you're vibing and I'm literally on my iPad and I'm just typing in notes. So I love it. I'm so glad that it's staying.
So that's a great example of in-person and digital really coming together in the perfect way.
Yeah, I love that. So I know that you do every year as well. I think it's on Sunday. Is it like a scavenger hunt or like a giveaway?
That's also for the VIP. So there's two things. There's prizes that every girl can sign up for, and she will also sign up on the Bride Scan app. So that's another way. See, I keep saying app, but that's another way that you'll just do all the prizes. So that's cool, and that's both days. On Sunday, by the way, the Olympics. The Olympics are starting. So this year, my theme, the VIP brides, it's not just a scavenger hunt. It's actually the Bridal Olympics.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
So, but yes, what happens is they get a special form just for the VIPs where they go around to all the booths who have gotten involved in this, and then they actually receive an extra gift just for them. So
nice. If you are a VIP or you're not, you get VIP status. And then yes, I feel like it was a scavenger hunt. We gave away ebook last year. It was amazing.
But now it's the Bridal Olympics.
And now it's the Bridal Olympics, and you get free stuff. So more free things. What's the best way to buy the tickets? It's right.
BridalExtravaganza.com. Everything is there, and we would love for everybody to buy their tickets ahead of time if possible, especially just in today's world. That way we know how many people to plan for each hour. We'll never sell out. We'll always find room. But, we're just, again, trying to still be careful of the social distancing.
I love that. Anything else that we missed?
One thing, parking is always a thing down at the Georgia. Why don't you just quickly, because I hear that when I'm going in, I hear people go, where are you? I'm over here. I'm over there. Where's the best place to park, and then where is the entrance?
Okay, so my true recommendation would be to Uber if you could. Like if you're just a couple coming, you don't have a bunch of stuff. Like if you're a vendor, it's not really an option. No. But if you don't have a lot to carry, just get dropped off right there on Avenida de Americas, right by Discovery Green. We're entering Hall C. So when you look at the George R. Brown, and since the renovation, they've got big, beautiful glass doors in the center. Those are ours. So we'll be right there. Directly across from that is the Discovery Green parking lot. That is my favorite parking lot. It's never full. I can't say it's never full. It depends what's going on downtown. Right. But usually you can get a spot there. And if you get a spot there, you just easily walk across the street. If not, the Marriott has one, the Hilton has one. Anytime if you're going to an Astros game, all those lots for the Astros, they're all there. But I do agree with you. It's confusing. You don't always know where you are. The George R. Brown specifically doesn't have parking.
Yeah.
So... But that's why they built the Hilton. That's why they built the Marriott. That was all part of the grand plan.
And if you want to stay after, tons of great restaurants to eat there as well. So
make
it a
fun.
day.
It's
make
so
it a
fun.
full day event, because I know when we leave, we always go out to eat at Grotto, and so just do that. Hang out with your friends. If you're going with your fiance or with your partner, it's a great way to just kind of hang out for the day and make it a date.
Funny story. Do you remember when Pokemon Go was the thing? So we leave the show, and there's just all these people, and they're just walking. We're like, what are they doing? Because I guess there were a lot of Pokemons at Discovery Green. So I was like, yeah. And then people were saying, you should have put a Pokemon in the bridal. I was like, I don't even know what that is or how I do it. Like, how do you put them? How do you put? So I think that's passed. But that was exciting.
No, there's always something going on there. So you don't have to just go to the show and then just stay. We like experiences. We like to make things like a date day.
So speaking of experiences, we also have Instagram walls scattered throughout the show. They will also have the QR codes. So there's going to be a competition amongst the vendors. Whose ever Instagram wall gets the most scans will get a gift. It's going to be a free 2-page spread in our next print publication. So that's good for them.
It's go
and
time.
it's fun for the brides. So
there you go. You just told her, oh my gosh.
Created a monster. Yes. And I do like those walls. I think you did it for your 35-year anniversary. And I felt the couples and the brides and the bride tribes, they just taking pictures everywhere. So it gives us vendors a chance to really expand on our creativity and do some other fun stuff as well.
Well, and I think with Instagram and Pinterest today and the couples, they love that. Like that's what they want to do. They want to come and experience that type of thing. And we've always, no matter through these past 37 years, whatever the trends have been, we've always given that to them. I feel like that, and it's not just me, it's the vendors who buy the booths who really bring their best work. And people will always say that, like, it was such a great experience. And I wanted to say one more thing. Sometimes there's just things you don't know you need. And way back in the day, I'll say my first memory of like, no one really knew they needed a chocolate fountain because they didn't know they existed. Right. And then they walked in and they saw this thing and chocolate was flowing. They're like, now I need that. And then it became those flower walls. Remember those flower?
Yes.
But you may see that in a magazine, but you don't quite understand. And then you walk up to it and you're like, and now I want to get married under this arch. Then the balloons. The balloons were so big. Do you still feel like balloons are hot? I don't want to say they're not hot.
I think they can be incorporated in certain things. I think we've seen them more engagement parties, showers, weddings. We've seen some really pretty hybrid, the floral and the balloons.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of that. So I don't think it's gone. I think it's just morphed into something else. And it is. When you're there in person seeing it, then you go, you know what, those are the tiny details, which do matter. Right. Especially if you're done planning, you're like, ooh, I still want to give my wedding a little bit of something. And it is those experiences. So I do think there's still a place for balloons, and especially with the floral. Yeah. It gives two. We're all about collaboration.
The other thing is these really elaborate bachelor and bachelorette trips that people are doing now, and it seems like everybody wants to. It used to be everybody wants to outdo the engagement, and now it's like, okay, what are we going to do with our tribe, and where are we going to go? And so there's a lot of booths talking about that and giving creative ideas for parties. So just again, things that maybe you're not thinking about now, then you go to the show and you're like, oh, there's so much more to think about. I'll say one more thing.
You can say
the word overwhelm. I do hear that word a lot. Like when I'll say to a bride, how did you like the show? I thought it was really overwhelming. And then I'll follow that up. What is actually overwhelming? Oh, this whole thing. Oh, being engaged is overwhelming. And I do think being engaged can be overwhelming. And we like to say that we've actually organized it for you and made it easier. But I do think a lot of times they leave our show and they're like, okay, I was a little overwhelmed and now I'm a lot overwhelmed. Like now I'm like, okay, because now it's real. Like, now it's real. And like there's a deadline coming up. I have a wedding date. And I can't just be talking about this. I have to put my plans in action. So we know we're helping them with that, although they might be a little overwhelmed.
I think we have this is what we talk about as a vendor. You're going to be in 3 different categories. You're either going to be like, hey, I just got engaged and I have no idea what I'm doing. Don't go there to plan. Go there to get inspired. Like that's your bucket. If you try to go here to plan and you just got engaged, you will feel that overall. Then there's the B, where it's like, okay, we have the date, we have the venue, and I'm kind of like, I need a couple of vendors, and this is a great time. Again, no one's asking you to make a decision right then and there. Some vendors you may have to, but go have a list, if it's the caterer, if it's the cake, if it's the florist, and then you're gonna have the C bucket. They're almost done, and now it's the details. It's like, you know what, maybe I do want the balloons, maybe I do want the chocolate fountain.
Right, or I wasn't gonna do the photo booth, but now I am.
Yeah, or maybe, I had a band and now I want a band and a DJ. So I think if you can put yourself in those 3 buckets and then just go with the intention of meeting people and vibing and just finding your perfect vendors. Don't go with, okay, today I have to leave knowing this, because the Bride Scan app will help you categorize. So if you already know, and if you don't, then that's fine. You'll leave, and then we'll probably see you again in 6 months.
Okay, I'm going to take it one step further.
Yes,
honestly,
tell us Yvette.
It's really, really practical. So if we were going to, say it was a car show, and I'm looking for a car, I walk into the car show, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's every make and model under the sun and every color. I like that tire, I like this. Well, and then they're telling me, oh, by the way, you can put your own car together. And then they're like, I don't know anything about cars. Okay, well, the wonderful thing is I am now in a room with a bunch of car experts. Who do I need to go to? The car experts. So everyone who's going to the bridal show, just like you said, no matter where they are in their planning process or their knowledge or their end or their details, you are going to be in a huge space with a bunch of experts. Yeah. So the people take advantage. So the people that you are vibing, boy, vibe the next step, ask them a question. Yeah. Ask them anything that you feel that's going to help you get to the next step, the next level, the next direction in getting exactly what you want. That is, in my mind, sorry vendors, it should be free information that you're giving them because you want to service those people that are interested in your services.
Well,
so that is the time to ask.
If you just want to say a general statement about people in the wedding industry, I think they are very giving.
Yes.
They're very creative. And they are service oriented. So yes, I mean, I feel that they do take this time. They take the time to make a beautiful booth. Yes. They really do want to meet the couples that come and they want to help them. And you know, I always think if you find something and you then decide you don't like it, that's good too. Like that's a gift too. So and they don't want to work with you if it's not working out, right? So I think that everyone is there for a win-win, and that's the big service we provide. Is at the end of the day, you could have planned as much or as little as you wanted, but you certainly have resources now, and you can have a game plan to move forward and feel confident and feel comfortable.
In Houston, I'm not just saying this because we live here, we have an incredibly strong wedding industry.
Right. Oh, we're so lucky.
We're very strong.
There's something for everyone, which I love. I mean, every time we go, we try to walk the floor before the shows, and I just think if I was a bride again, like, I never went to bridal. I didn't do that. And so it's really nice. I'm a planner by heart, so I would have been that B person. Like, okay, I want to do a little bit online, but I also want to go and see. Like, it opens up the world of possible things that you wouldn't know that you wanted. And then it also just, again, the experts, asking the questions. Don't feel shy. That's what we're there for. Like, we want to answer your questions, and we want to know what do you want. If COVID taught us anything, you can get what you want in a wedding. There is no right or wrong. There aren't traditions, yes, no traditions. There really is the perfect wedding for you.
And I think that there's also huge pent-up demand. A lot of people didn't get engaged. You know, a lot of people really just put their whole entire life on hold, and now they are ready. Yeah. So it's exciting. And we're excited to be a part of it. Yeah. And we're excited to just, you know, especially back in January, I mean, we were the first show to open back up the George R. Brown. Like, they were emailing me after, like, congratulations and thank you. And, you know, because someone needed to do it. Yes. And I just felt like we could. That I knew the bridal industry would be the right industry to do it.
We all needed it. Both sides of it. So if you haven't got your tickets, bridalextravaganza.com, I suggest go the VIP route.
It is fun. You might as well.
Yes.
I mean, you know.
We still have a week for Bride Tribe contest and then the Olympics. So there's a lot. Go to the website. You can get all the information there. Anything else we want to add?
I think that's it.
It's so fun. It's so fun, and the more the merrier. And there are some grooms who come. Like, people always ask me that. Of course.
Oh, we saw more grooms in January. So there's really an increase in grooms.
Yeah. Because they were also sitting home and they care.
Well, and they want to partake and also make decisions of things that they want. So I love that. So we will see you guys next weekend, July 31st, August 1st. Get your tickets at bridalextravaganza.com. Laurette, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Happy 37th year.
Yes, we're so proud. We're so proud. I always like to say, you know, come be part of our Houston tradition. And if you think about it, 37 years ago, those ladies that were coming can come with their girls.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. It's amazing. We will see you then.
Thank you.
All right, bye.